The best things in life really are the simple things. We're going back to the land before it was touched.
Botswana is one of the few places on Earth where you can enter the wild and experience nature in such a pure way.
Edmund called me up and invited me to come back to Africa and do safari by horseback, and I had absolutely no experience on a horse. And so if you could possibly learn to ride a horse in a month, you can come. For the moment I hung up the phone, I just said, okay, I'm going to give it a try. I've spent every single day of this past month just doing the most intensive training.
Horseback riding is not just a hobby. It's a passion and requires dedication and training. You have to appreciate the animal and understand its need. They're strong, fearless horses that desire to be challenged. Even the local lion have a hard time to bring them down. A rider must match that level of courage to get the best out of those horses.
On day one, they said, well, we're going to do this assessment ride. And so I kind of thought, okay, we'll ride for half an hour in that little sand arena that I see. But instead, we went straight out, safari style, and within a minute and a half, this herd of giraffes just came out of nowhere, and all the horses started cantering. It was just a sink or swim moment, but it was a really great crash course. The next thing I knew, I was riding safari every single day and learning to canter, learning to gallop, and it's been awesome.
Water is what defines Horseback Delta. The seasonal flood makes for some spectacular trail riding. This is a trip for the adventure type of person, someone that likes a challenge and appreciate all that is wild. Kimmy is that type of person. Above or below sea level, she never backs down.
This is my horse, Kanunga. He's quite a character. I put a lot of trust in my horse, and I think that he put a lot of trust in me as well, because we have to be a team in this. And I would love to take this guy home with me.
The game animals do not see a horse as a threat. They are at ease and accepting of our presence, but you must use caution when approaching close.
When we come across these herds of buffaloes or these big elephants, fear definitely sinks in. It's one of those moments where you have to take that fear and just turn it into courage. You have to put your trust in your horse, you have to put your confidence in yourself and in your guide. Makes you just so much stronger within. Doing a horseback safari in Africa is very comparable to the art of freediving, because you don't have the technology of a scuba tank or the technology of a safari vehicle. You have yourself and nature. It really makes you rely a lot on your instincts, and just like with freediving, it really makes you understand how important it is to stay calm. It really makes you feel completely alive and completely connected to everything around you. You're in the most raw form of pure nature. When your heart rate starts racing, when you feel that fear kick in, you might fall off your horse, this elephant might charge you. It's the same thing as, you know, the currents are getting bigger, the shark might attack. It's the real deal.
Around every corner, there could be danger. There are many ways to get in trouble here, and we get a few close calls.
Coming face to face with a hippo or with any big game animal, it's something that just makes you stop in your tracks, something that takes your breath away. Knowing that these animals could charge at any second really made me feel about this small. you have to take in the awe of this majestic big game animal that's right in front of you. It's too many emotions going on at once, but at the same time, that's what made the memories so much more meaningful. Seeing the way that the Bushmen and the guides are able to identify animals from so far away, I feel completely amazed by it, and at the same time I can understand how that can be developed. A lot of times when I take people diving, they can't believe that I can identify a fish just by its silhouette or just by the way that it moves. It's neat to see it being relatable on land. The first time we came to Africa, it blew my mind because we saw these incredible animals and I thought it couldn't get any better than that. But to return on horseback, it just took it to the next level. The vulnerability that you feel as opposed to being in this armored safari vehicle at all times, it really makes you feel like you're just a natural part of this ecosystem and you get such a closer look at everything. It's such a more intimate experience. This whole trip has just been so low impact. To be on horseback, you actually feel like you're doing good with the earth and having fun, and you just have connection with each other. And that's what I'd like to take home with me.
This is the way I want to live. Authentic experience that push my skill level while having a lot of good memories. You have to put yourself out there to know what you're truly capable of.
What we're doing is we're going back to the basics. And that's what made this safari unlike any other I've ever experienced.